the ELGATO WAVE XLR. Let's talk about it. So ELGATO came out with a USB audio XLR interface. If any of those words don't mean anything to you, USB should mean something to you. Come on now. USB-C I should specify because at the back it's USB-C. Let me start over. Okay, so the ELGATO WAVE XLR. In this video, what I mostly want to do is an unboxing and then talk about what it's supposed to do, the advantages that you will have with the WAVE XLR versus any other USB interface, and some of the promises that ELGATO has for us. Inside the box of the WAVE XLR, you will find the WAVE XLR and also a USB-C to USB cable. I think the most striking thing about the WAVE XLR is the design. It's one big button / knob. The texture is matte black, but it is not, I repeat, it is not a fingerprint magnet. Weirdly enough, this almost like it doesn't take fingerprints. Look at that. So it's not one of those velvety matte blacks. This is pretty cool. I don't feel guilty for holding it. So at the back of it, you will find an XLR input, you will find a jack port for your headphones, and then the USB-C connector. So the headphone ports is what I like to call mini jack. I believe it's 3.5mm or something like that. If you are using professional headphones, most likely you'll have like a normal size jack. You will probably have to buy a converter. That would have been cool if that came in the box with it. And if you're using regular but still high quality headphones, then a mini jack is completely fine. All right, at the front we have the ELGATO logo. It says WAVE XLR, the big button, and then we have a couple of icons. We have the mic icon, the headphone icon, and then the mix. And bottom right, you will see 48 volts. This is the standard phantom power to power your XLR microphones, if need be. All right, and all around the knob, you will find a bunch of little LEDs. They actually can change color from red to white, depending on if the microphone is muted or not. I think that's a great indicator to know when you are muted. And on top / the back, we have the little capacitive, the tactile mute button. This was introduced with the WAVE microphones from ELGATO, so it's the same technology here, I believe. When it comes to the orientation, it is slanted so that you can access it while it's sitting on your desk, but also you will be able to see whatever is happening. So it's basically facing straight towards you while sitting flat on the desk. Another cool thing is that the bottom is rubberized. It's rubber basically, so it's not gonna move around, allowing you to press the button because yes, you can press this button. I'm not a huge fan of the click it makes. I feel like, especially if we're gamers and stuff like that, when it comes to clicking, we're used to premium clicking sounds. I feel like this could have been better. This could have been better. But of course, I'm not gonna complain because they didn't revolutionize the sound of basic switches. Okay, so what does it do apart from giving power to your microphone and controlling the gain? Just like many of ELGATO's products, the big advantage that they'll have is the software that goes with it. First of all, being able to monitor your mic with pretty much zero latency is going to be a lifesaver. Being able to see when your mic is muted or not is also a lifesaver. But on top of that, there's also a mix control. So the third button, the third icon here is the mix. So if you want to listen more to your mic than to your actual PC sound, you can do that with the WAVE XLR. You can of course also control the input gain of your microphone. You can also control the monitor volume. Now, something great is that if you do not want an overcomplicated setup, you can use the WAVE XLR without the app. It just does whatever it has to do without needing the app. But with the Wave Link, you have the ability to have different sources of audio and control them individually. It also helps you monitor certain things and activate certain specific ELGATO options. From the app, for example, if you click top right here under the select app audio output and Windows sound settings, it will open up the app volume and device preferences window, which allows you to reroute certain applications. So if I had Discord and I was playing music through Spotify, and then I had, you know, something playing through my browser, they would appear here and I would be able to go there and select some of those ELGATO Wave virtual inputs. So let's go back to the app. Up here, I have my ELGATO Wave. So this is, you're not actually hearing it right now. This is another mic that I have plugged in just to show you. If I click on the little arrow here, it will open this. And this is where we have some of the important features that Elgato came up with. First of all, the low cut filter. So you can turn it off, and basically what the low cut filter does is that it cuts off frequencies that usually aren't part of our voice, but also frequencies that if you have your PC basically sitting on your desk or like touching your desk, you might have some sort of low frequency hum going on, and that allows you to basically cut it off. And then we have what is called a clip guard. Clip guard is the technology that Elgato came up with that allows you to scream as loud as you can and basically never clip. It limits the gain automatically, allowing you to basically never saturate. So as long as you're using the Wave XLR or even the Wave microphones that also have that technology, with the software, you will be able to enable clip guard or disable clip guard if you want. Here we have the 48 volt phantom power. And then also here, of course, if you're controlling the gain, oops, I accidentally pressed the mute button. This is something that I need to get used to. I tend to grab the back to press the button, and I accidentally just mute myself. And then as soon as you're satisfied with those settings, you can save settings to hardware. That means that they are saved to what I believe is a flash memory on the hardware. So whenever you plug it in, this will basically be the default settings. So if you restart your computer or you got a big Windows update, your settings will be saved. And then of course, those are other channels that you can control if you want to, other inputs or outputs. You have a list of all the Elgato virtual audio sources right here that I showed you earlier. And then you have your list of devices connected. I have so many. And then on top of all that, and again, the big power of Elgato right now is not only the software, but the fact that everything can be connected, is that you can actually control your Wave XLR with your Stream Deck. So at the press of a button, you can change some settings. You can maybe mute certain sources. You can control wavelength with your Stream Deck. And that's one of the many things that really sets it apart from any other hardware that you can buy right now, is this ecosystem made for content creators / streamers that has been already pre-established. If you own a Stream Deck, you can control your Wave XLR. If you don't have the Wave XLR, you have a Wave microphone, you can control that mic. You can control the face cam, which was part of all the new products that they announced. You can control the lights. On top of the Stream Deck having integrations with like Philips Hue lights and everything, it's kind of big what they're trying to do. They're really trying to do something big. Now, I'm sorry to disappoint you, but I currently do not have access to any, you know, very high quality. I could probably, but I feel like I should leave like the professional audio engineers to make reviews about it. All I know is that this is supposed to be good enough to power any high quality microphone without any problems. Another big concern that I had when Elgato first came out with their Wave microphones is, okay, cool, there's the software that separates audio, but can we have something that allows us to control the actual sound quality, the frequencies, maybe a noise gate, a compressor and stuff like that? And they announced that they are actively working on it, which is awesome. When the first Wave microphones came out, I said that if they support VST plugins, basically filters that you can add, it will basically be the stuff that I recommend everyone should get, because that will mean that they have good quality USB interface microphones. Their software allows you to separate different sources and control them. And then on top of that, you can also control the filters that you put on each source. All of that also integrated with the Stream Deck app. Like, yes, we need that. Like, that would be awesome. When it comes to the price, it's selling for about $200. I feel like it is, I'm not gonna say luxury, because $200 is not expensive for an interface. Interfaces like the Yamaha, the Rode has one too, and they also are starting to come with the minimalistic look plus software, but it's not connected, and most of them don't allow you to separate your sources. So they feel more like controllers versus, you know, buying good hardware. Of course, the preamps are great, but if I'm gonna pay more than $100 for a controller where everything is basically controlled by software, I want that software to be good. I want that software to have great integration. and this is what Elgato has. Another thing that they announced is the faceplates. I have the Stream Deck 2.0 that I haven't even opened yet. It's probably somewhere over there. And they're basically making their products customizable. And since we're gamers and we all have our cool setups, you know, I've seen a lot of pink setups, people have all white product setups. I think it's going to be great for us to be able to have, you know, high quality products that also look good with our setups. So in conclusion, the pros in my opinion are the design. I think it looks great. People think it's bulky. It's actually super small. Like, it's smaller than you would expect, right? This is my cell phone. It's not as bulky as you might think when you see the pictures. The high quality preamp that's inside of it, even though I haven't really been able to test it, but I trust Elgato on that one. If they say that it can power like your Shure SM7B with no issues at all, then it's definitely going to be better than other preamps that I own, for example. Leave a comment if you would like to see a comparison with like a cheap alternative. The grip at the bottom, really cool. The fact that it's USB-C connector, I like that. I'm starting to get more and more USB-C connectors. The LEDs, the touch, the capacitive. I keep wanting to say the word capacitive. The capacitive mute button, I think that's cool. I just need to not grab the back when I'm pressing. I keep doing this to press this, and I'm pressing the mute. Of course, the software is amazing, the Wavelength software, and the integration with the Stream Deck. The cons, in my opinion, the adapter should come with the box, like an adapter for big jack, mini jack, because mini jack is great, you know, like I happen to have that, but for example, this headset also has a port for a big jack. Right there. So if that was the only jack that I had, I wouldn't be able to plug it unless I own an adapter. To be fair, if you're an audio professional, you have those adapters. I have a ton of them. The click button, it's not really a con. It's just me being picky. It feels so plasticky though. $200. And when it clicks, it sounds like that. I don't like it. What else is a con? I would like to maybe have, you know, the capacitive touch for the 48 volts, because it's cool that it tells me that it's on, but I have to open the software, go to the settings of the specific input, and then turn it off by clicking on it. I would love to be able to just tap and then it turns off. That would be cool. And that's pretty much it. If your table is like dirty, this thing is gonna move around. Basically, if it's like, if there's a lot of dust, it's not gonna be able to grip to your table. So watch out for that, because I had to learn that the hard way. Now, conclusion is, who do I believe this product is for? I think it's definitely for professional content creator. That means you're making money with your content, okay? Of course, if you're an enthusiast, buy yourself some good stuff. There's no problem with that. But I definitely believe that if you're a professional content creator who wants to use XLR and has a cheap mixer for now, but you want to upgrade just so you can use the software and maybe integrate that Elgato ecosystem, maybe that's what you want, I think this product is definitely for you. What do I think about the price? I think the price is pretty decent for what it is and what the software does. It doesn't feel cheap, except for that little click. It doesn't have an external power source. It doesn't heat up. It doesn't seem to heat up. I've had it connected since last night, I think. And of course, there's the promise of them integrating VST plugins into their software, which will make it pretty much like super powerful. It would make it so amazing. So let me know what you think in the comments. This was my quick presentation of the Wave XLR. I wouldn't call this a review because I didn't get to test it. I don't know if I'm personally going to be using it, mostly because I do not separate my audio source. I don't find a need to separate my audio sources. I do not like the idea of having more audio sources on my computer. I have so many already. It's too complicated, but that's just me and my content creation and my live stream. But I'd love to know what you think in the comment section below. Do you feel like this is a good product? Do you feel like that's something that can be added to your wish list, for example? And of course, let me know if you would like to see a video where I test it against the Monocaster and also the Behringer Euphoria UMC22, which I believe is $30. But again, the Elgato software and integration makes it so that it's hard to compare it to anything else. Alright, that being said, if you're looking for some dope overlays, go to gumroad.com/getlevel. Most of them are free, the rest is super affordable. Also, if you're looking to create and animate your own gaming logo, you can go to placeit.net and get 15% off with my link in the description. Check the suggested videos, there's probably something very interesting in there. And I gotta thank you for watching this video. Go out there, make me proud, get level, out.